Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Ilus stock, ILUS. There are some things I want to call them out on. Also, want to talk about the share price and what I'm going to predict for the short term and also for the long term. But one thing I want to call them out on is this 10Q that came out recently. And I remember mentioning this specifically. I remember telling you guys, like, hey, keep an eye on whether they actually follow through on the reverse mergers, completing the reverse mergers of Samuel and QND in the first half of 2024. It's June 30th, as you can see at the bottom right hand corner. June 30th, by the way. So unless they're getting that Samuel, unless they're getting that uplisted somehow tomorrow, then they completely failed to follow through on their own statement. By the way, before anyone says, "Hey, they didn't say that," that was just no. They never said that. No, no. Oh boy, they said this in planned developments. This is right in this 10Q right here. Our top priorities include consolidating our recent acquisitions, increasing production of emergency response products in the U.S., and completing the reverse mergers of Samuel QND with national exchange listed companies in the first half of 2024. Okay, QIND is on its way, sure. Samo, that didn't happen. And they said it themselves in the first half of 2024. So unless their definition of first half of 2024 is, the entire year, then that's not the first half, first of all. Also, the equity dividend in the form of Samo shares to Ilus shareholders following the sale of ERT assets to Samo. But that's besides the point. They did not follow through. The first time they gave us some kind of timeline, they failed to follow through on on the SAML uplist more than anything. So there you go. Just wanted to call that out, and this is probably going to cause them to not give out dates anymore. They're just gonna say things like, "Oh, we're working on this," but they're not gonna say first half. They're gonna exclude this part. So the first time that they let us know ahead of time, like, hey, we're working on this, and we're gonna get this done in the first half, and they didn't get it done. They didn't. Okay, they got Q&D done. But what about Samuel? So let that sink in. They weren't able to follow through. The one time they give us a timeline, they weren't able to follow through on everything. Which I don't know about you guys. I like a company that follows through on everything, not just I'm only gonna follow through on half of this. Come on, guys. You gotta be you gotta you're a penny stock. You gotta hold people to a higher standard. And we already know they're not gonna communicate, so that's doesn't it's not a good look. Oh, we already talked about the shareholder letter. We cannot control the share price. We're just gonna continue to do what we've been doing. So I don't expect much from this company other than the share price to continue to go lower. I I already looked at the chart. The lowest we've come down to so far is 0043. We do have support at 003s and 002s. That is where, if we look in the past, that is where we tend to have a lot of support, especially at 002s, 003s. So that is where I will be looking to buy. And that's my prediction, unfortunately, is that we're going to come down lower. There's really nothing to be bullish about here. They made a video basically saying, hey, we're going to continue to grow the business while the share price continues to essentially get beat down. They're going to continue to dilute. We already know that as well. They're not on the higher exchange, not higher exchange. They're not public to not dilute. And another thing we know is we do have some acquisitions underway. We do should be getting some PRs on that, unless they're going to hold off on those, because they communicated to us that they're not gonna try to please day traders, swing traders. But if we're being real here, we've adapted. We've adapted. We're pretty good at, like, really good at picking our spots to buy, and then it runs up and we take profit. We're pretty good at doing this. We've been doing this since back here, since it failed to break 50 cents. So whether they want to please day traders, swing traders or not, I don't. Nobody cares. We can adapt. We can adapt to whatever the PR strategy is. We can make the adaptations necessary to whatever their to the share price, whatever. It doesn't matter. We can make the adaptations. We've already adapted, and if they suddenly start dropping lots of PRs, we will make the adaptations. Maybe we'll just buy in anticipation of the next PR and then sell the news. Who knows? In this case, we're just trying to find the best spots to buy in, and then when they drop the news, hopefully it moves to the upside and we take profit. So we're kind of hoping, right? That's why I use the word hope. Whereas if we knew that if we knew that Ilus likes to drop lots of PRs like AITX, then we know like with confidence, like, hey, let's buy in because we know eventually one of these PRs that they keep dropping on a weekly basis or daily basis, like AITX, we're gonna see this absolutely skyrocket like AITX has done recently, which went 500% from 002s to 0099. So almost 500%. But so we kind of have to hope here with IDIS because we know they don't communicate like AITX. And it's kind of sad if you think about it. I think AITX is about to surpass IDIS in share price, honestly. But yeah, just wait for 003s, 002s. Those are big, big, round, fat numbers that people care about a lot. I'll show you why. AITX here, another penny stock. This one has bottomed out and it started creating a higher floor trending to the upside. So, boo hoo for ILIS. Wow, that is insane. I just realized AITX and ILIS are literally at the same share price. Wow. And you know what's funny? One is going down, the other one's going up. So now you know why I'm pounding the table on a company that A communicates, B has bottomed out faster than ILIS, and C it's a company that's transparent. You can call it a scam all you want. Ultimately, this thing bottomed out at 002, came down to 002 again, has had multiple run ups, and has created a higher floor at 004. So we would like to see that in the future with Eilers, whether that happens or not. More than likely not, because again, they're doing the opposite of what AATX does, right? AATX is going up, creating a higher floor. Eilers is going down, creating a lower floor. One is communicating a ton, the other isn't. So I don't know. Is there a correlation there? I don't know. But Eyeless, I would look for 002s, 003s. That is the point of the video. Again, I'm not concerned with the positions that I have at 008s or at 005s because look at this green candle here. When it gets that catalyst, this is why I say you have to hope that they drop a hot PR that sends it sense. Here it went from 0086 to, it moved a whole penny. So one day you're asleep, you wake up and you check your phone. Oh my God, Eilish just ran 1 penny or even half a penny. If this thing runs half a penny, I already made money. So this doesn't. It's kind of funny. AITX has a much worse share structure, like much worse compared to ILIS. And ILIS can really move when it moves, it can move, right? But but one company doesn't communicate, the other doesn't. And I just think it's funny to see both sides of that coin and the respective moves on their share price. So whether PRs and communication has anything to do with share price movement, I don't know. But I'm just pointing out, like, hey, I'm seeing some interesting price action here between two penny stocks that one communicates, the other doesn't. One is moving up and creating a higher floor, the other isn't. So you take that information how you will. That is it for the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.